And welcome back to TheNosePlays Sunless Sea Zubmariner. Picking up part 12 in our series today, and we have our new ship with new weapons that we played around with a little bit last game. I apologize for the internet connection being so crappy. I'm hoping that the issues that I was having with the sound quality and with dropping were temporary and related to poor upload speeds. My speeds seem to be back to normal tonight for the time being, knock on wood, so we're going to give this a try and see if things work. But so far so good, so I'm not getting that constant pop-up saying that my stream is lagging behind. Let's go ahead and get into the game and talk about what I want to do tonight. Our tip of the day, loading screen tip of the day. Once you've acquired a submarine, each new captain will inherit the ability to transform their ship. So we only have to do the quest line once, basically. You don't start with the submarine automatically. You do still have to go down to Port Carnelian and talk to the chick that gave us the quests originally. But all you have to do is talk to her, and you don't have to go through the whole quest. So that's nice. I'm not sure why we popped back up to this screen. Yeah, we don't have anything at the Admiralty to do. I could add a crew member or two or three if I wanted to. We have a surplus of 3 will take us down to 6, and 4 will take us down to 5. So we have 4 crewmen that we can lose before we actually lose our engine power. I think that's enough. I'm not anticipating doing anything super dangerous this next time out. Let's take a look at our hold and see what I have. So I still have this anatomical cabinet, which provides 7 irons compared to 5 irons and 250 engine power with the -3/4. I kind of like the -3/4, and the 250 engine power is also nice with the engines that we have currently. I could just get better engines and then get rid of this and get rid of her and go back to using, say, the tireless mechanic for the fuel efficiency. And that should actually be pretty reasonable amount of engine power. So that's something to think about. But at the time being, I think I'm okay with it. Hello, it looks like we got somebody in the chat. How's it going today? I'm gonna say Quemi? Total? Hello. Where are you from, Quemi? Take a little sip of my whiskey. And so I'm actually really happy with this forward weapon. What's interesting about this forward weapon is it does not seem to use torpedo components when we fire it. Even though the description would indicate that it might. Hull damage is 24, life damage is 24, crew damage is 1, stagger time is 4 seconds, which is nice. DK. I'm not familiar with where DK is. You'll have to be a little bit more specific in where you're located. Quimby says DK smiley face. Let's see. I want to sell this Scintillac, or did I have a use for it? What I really want to do is make a coffee run to Vienna. And we have the fuel to do that. I just need to create this space. Denmark. Oh, excellent. How are things in Denmark? A lot of people from Europe tend to watch my channel for various reasons. I think it's because I play a lot of games that are popular over there, like Endless Legend. I can't remember if I need this Scintillac for anything. I think we're going to sell the Scintillac at the Wolfstack Exchange. Did I need it for anything? I have this sneaking suspicion that I needed it for something. But I'm going to sell it anyways. We're going to head north real quick and sell our anatomical cabinet to free up that spot. And then I'm going to kill some more lifebergs, collect some more treasure, see if we can do something with that. But what I'm really hoping to do is make a trip to Port Carnelian and grab a bunch of coffee and then head to Vienna and sell a bunch of coffee and make a ton of echoes that way. We can still do that quite a few more times, I think, before we use up the ability to trade coffee in Vienna. And then there's some other places we trade coffee. We just don't make the massive profits that we make in Vienna. But I think that's the plan, is to make that little loop today with our new ship. We haven't been down to the southern region in our new ship yet. So we'll take a quick trip to the north. I need to buy some wine. Anytime you leave London, if you have extra cargo space, just buy wine. It's cheap and it trades for a few echoes in a lot of different locations. So almost any direction you go, you can find a way to make a couple of echoes of profit from doing this, as long as you have the room for it, which we do. And off we go. I do want to say that our ship does move a little bit slower than our old one, which makes sense. It should, because it's heavier. Okay, let's visit Low Barnet first and then up to Venderbight. Go ahead and dive right here. Oh, not right here. So I'll loop around a little bit. Really? Guess I gotta be a little closer to this rock. Yeah, it seems like I was far enough away for us to dive, but whatever. Just grab a quick port report. Explore the church for the port report. Trade stories with the congregation. Participate in another contest of stories. Sure, we could do this. At the altar, they are recruiting storytellers, and your life is fascinating. A tough challenge. Tell a tale of the Knot Pole, tell a tale of Daunt. Tell a tale of Igel. We haven't actually found Igel yet. Okay, well, 3 places that we don't have favored in yet, so I guess we'll have to do this another time. Trade stories with the congregation. This is just where we can swap things, I think, right? Yeah. Turn in port reports for various submarine cities. I believe we get a Z story for that. I think that's what I was getting before as a reward for several of them. Z stories are pretty useful. I don't think we want to buy anything here, so off we go. And we can travel underwater since there's probably more luck of finding treasure down here than anything we can find on the surface. Sounds like there's something over here. So get our guns ready just in case. Okay, yep, it's a wreck. That was easy enough. Did take a hit there. I need to keep an eye on our hull. When our hull drops below 50%, there's a much higher chance, I believe, of losing crew every time we get hit by something. So that's something we want to be aware of, but we still have almost double our starting hull. 61% successful chance for irons. I don't know how many hold slots we have. I really wish it showed us our hold information up here somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Okay, so we went 1 over, but that's fine. We gained 2 supplies, 2 fuel, and a revelatory chart. Interesting. I don't remember what those are used for exactly, but I know we can turn that into the Admiralty for something, probably just some echoes. There's probably some other location where it can be used as well. The dark spectacled admiral will want to see this if your Admiralty's favor is high enough. Yes, that's likely what we'll do with it. Alright, off we go. Let's go ahead and surface once we get close to the shoreline here, so that we can get our reduced terror. Alright. Let's head over here to good old Vanderbilt. And we can visit the Vengeance of Jonah. I don't have any strange catches, and I'm not interested in picking him up at the moment. I do believe if you pick him up, the Vengeance of Jonah is no longer a thing you can visit. I'm not 100% sure of that, though. Yeah, we don't need to do any of those. We can go ahead and get a port report, and we can go ahead and sell our wine at a 2 echo profit. It has made 12 echoes. Not a lot, but still something you should always do whenever you have a chance. I think that's probably good. Right, off to Censor's Arch and the lifebergs that we had a lot of success taking out earlier. We'll be attempting that again. We got some pretty good rewards. So I definitely want to do it again. This time I might want to try to take the other reward because I'm not sure that we ever did in our previous game, and I'd like to know what it looks like. There are several reasons why you would not want a late game chart. But yes, port reports only offer Admiralty's favor the first time in tournament. So there's a limited number of Admiralty's favors that you can collect. That is also correct. If you don't have enough favor to turn in a chart because you burned them all through other activities, then you might not be able to get to the screen that you need to give them to the Admiralty. However, I believe there are some other locations that might use the chart, so it's probably not completely worthless. And it doesn't take up hold space, so even if it were, yeah, it's just sits there, doesn't do anything. Alright, let's go to the shops, and this is where we can sell this. Once you sell this, I do believe you can continually make them over and over again. So if we were to go grab some more of the lamentable relics, we can make this again. What I'm not 100% sure of is whether we get the 7 irons every time we make it. I think we might, up to a limit. So that's one way to reliably raise your stats, is just keep crafting some of these special items. Okay, is there anything else? Fuel, we don't really want to use our Z stories for this. Mutter salt, though. Mutter salt has its uses, but 5 Z stories feels kind of steep. There's some other places we can get mutter salt. Just not right now. What? Veils or mirrors? I'm going to throw mirrors. The mirrors helps us with our targeting solution. Ever so slightly. Is there anybody else that I'm interested in putting in play? Oh yeah, I didn't even look at him. He has 6 hearts and 3 pages. Not as good as 6 hearts and 6 irons, but definitely one that I will keep around for a while. I guess we could probably get rid of the veils. Let's go like full offensive. That should improve our combat statistics very, very slightly. Alright, I'm not seeing any lifebergs, so they have not respawned since the last time we were over here, it looks like. Did I grab port report for vendor bites? I don't think I grabbed Wither's port report, did I? I just sold the anatomical cabinet on the left. If I did, it would be here, right? Because the other ones are here. Codex. Strategic information. Actually, that's something I need to look at. Objective. Mangrove College. Okay, so we need to go to Mangrove to get the second strategic information. That's probably doable. Perhaps not. Let's go back to Wither real quick and get the port report that I forgot to pick up, and also explore the town since we still have something awaits us. I don't really want to do something awaits us in Codex. We've already done that a couple times, so we have a couple unread logs that we're not using, so... Wither, gather intelligence, there we go, and explore the town. Okay, Storm's attention, 10 fragments, good enough. On to my original task. We're going to use my route that I've used in the past to minimize terror, I think. Which is basically just traveling along the land and then using your lights to juggle terror on your terror meter so that you're not burning fuel nearly as much. This is the best way to avoid terror accumulation. Is just traveling along the land like this, and then turning your lights on when your terror meter's, you know, half full, close to half full. Now it's going to go green, and it'll slowly tick down to 0. And then once it hits 0, I turn my lights back off and let it build back up and just sort of juggle it. And by using this method, you can get quite a ways around the map as long as you stay along the edge of the map. It's only when you travel out in the middle of the map that you really are forced to build terror. There are some ways to mitigate it even there. There's nothing here for us to do. I guess we could explore Linderbite. A picnic with 1 supply. Or the Neath is rarely gentle. Treat this place as enemy territories. 62% chance of a mirror success. We'll go with that. You can just about interpret these glyphs. They speak of a god who lives in the roof, a walking dream of storm, a memory of rage. The god the glyphs claim destroyed this temple. 46 fragments. Fragments are something similar to experience. So it's always good to get that whenever you can. Also, when you're inside of natural buoy lights or lights from cities and near, you don't need to run your lights. You should always turn them off during those times. Alright, so from here, we're going to just head back around, but I'll head along the coast. Similar to how we did before. And we are going to stop in London again. Not that we really need to, but a couple of things will happen if we stop in London. Number one, we'll probably get another quest from the Blind Bruiser. which could be helpful. Number 2, we'll kick off this quest with 0 terror, which isn't all that important. And number 3, we can get the fuel that we just used from the port reports that we just collected. And I can also buy some more wine, because we can sell wine in Port Carnelian as easily as we sold it in Venderbite for a profit. And we should totally do that. Alright, we don't have anything to hide, so several things have triggered. Let's see, what is he asking? Take a payment across the ocean, bring back a little package. Sure, we'll agree. Gators more, that's easy enough. I'll just have to remember that for later. What does the Rose Wharf have? Live specimen. We'll go ahead and use this to get rid of all of our terror. And anything else I want to do while I'm here? Can't really talk to her yet. We're going to save that for this. Submit port reports. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 fuel. Back to London and the shops. How much hold space do we have? Oh, we have quite a bit of hold space actually. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and buy 1 supply. I'll buy 2 supplies. Probably only needed 1, but I'll buy 2. And then we will also buy mushroom wine. Do I want to buy a firkin of honey? This is used in a couple places that we go occasionally. I'm not sure that I'm going to go to any of those places before I run to Vienna, though. I think... Yes, we'll buy 1 of those. Hopefully I can find a way to use it before we go where we're going. Where I don't need it anymore. Let's go to my lodgings real quick and visit my study. And see if there's anything else that I want to make. We got 7 of these, but I don't quite have 7 secrets yet. How many secrets do I have? We have 4. So we need to collect a lot more fragments to get secrets. Unfortunately, we're getting close to a point in the game where it's getting difficult to collect fragments because we've uncovered a lot of the map, and there are a handful of ways to keep collecting fragments after you've uncovered the map, but the map is definitely the #1 way to get most of your early secrets acquired. We could definitely do that one. Alright, is there anything else I need to do? I don't. So perhaps not. The venture... he wants Stygian ivory or sapphires. I would love to bring him 7 sapphires. That's a pretty good reward, and we definitely have the echoes to pull that off. The problem is if I make the coffee run to Vienna, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to do that, but not entirely. Because when we come back from Vienna, I'll have a bunch of supplies similarly to how I did last time. And we're going to need to go out to Rack, which means we can probably make a detour and head back south for another trip to Port Carnelian before we head to London. We're also going to need to go out to Gators Morn. And we need to go to Mangrove College as well. So lots of things to be doing. I'm glad I checked that again. Is there anything else that I need to do here? I don't think so. Alright, so double check my hold. We're at 40 of 40. Shipyard. That's what I wanted to do. Go to dry dock and see about some repairs. I'm not gonna... I have a lot of favor. But I don't think we need to worry about that. We're not in like dire straits, so repairing the entire hull is not that critical. Let's just do this for 75 echoes. You've gained 160 hull. Well, that's a lot of hull for 75 echoes, so yeah, we're back to 200. That was probably the cheapest way we could have got that done. Alright, and off we go. So, the plan is to head down along the coast as best we can to the Cuman Canal. We'll hit Mutton Island on the way. Iron Republic. From there, I might run over to Visage and the Reef of Roses, the Isle of Cats, and Port Carnelian. We'll skip Grand Geode on the original trip down. On my way back, we'll hit Grand Geode, the Iron Republic, Cuman Canal, go to Vienna, and that's the loop that I want to run. When I come out from Vienna loaded with supplies, we'll head over to Rack and sell our supplies, and then from Rack we can head to Gators Morn. The Melting Isles is where college is. So from there, perhaps we restock and pick up some claymen from Polytheme and head down here and make a loop to Adam's Way. Or even from the Melting Isles straight to Port Carnelian, buy the sapphires, and then finish the loop to London. So that's quite a long trip that we're going to take today, but I think that's the one we're going to make. Assuming everything goes according to plan. And as you may well be aware at this point, nothing ever goes according to plan. At least not exactly. So we'll see how it goes. I am leaving with 0 terror at the moment, so we should be able to make some good progress here. Yeah. Let's look for a crab. Crab would be really nice right about now. But I'm not seeing one. He's over on that side. He has eluded us. That's unfortunate. That means we're not going to get a free supply from it, which I usually count on picking up. I might be able to snag him. Under new management. Once this simple fishing village was part of London's suburbs before London fell and the waters rushed in. Smoke spirals from cottage chimneys, a lonely hill rises behind town. Under new management, bright-eyed men and women from the Admiralty work hastily to expand the dock. Hymns with unfamiliar words ring out over the fall of their hammers. Spheres of influence. As you attempt to lower your plank, a fervent officer, escorted by a modest squadron, of well-armed sailors raises his hands and calls to you. Ahoy! This isle is now under jurisdiction of Her Majesty's Admiralty. Depart immediately. His men raise their weapons. Best be off then. You now have one port report of Quaker's Haven. So time has changed things here. We no longer have shops available to us. But we did get a quick port report, which is nice. Ah, that's so irritating. I hate it when I don't get far enough away from the dock to deploy my weapons. Very annoying. Let's get this crab. Well, that sucks. So we didn't get it in time to satiate our hunger. So we'll just take the free pages, I guess. Or fragments, I mean. That was kind of a waste. And he smashed my shiny new hull. Frustrating. Alright, so Quaker's Haven is no longer a safe place to restock and resupply. Kind of unfortunate, but if you've played the game very long, you know that that happens. All of the really, really close ports to London eventually dry up, essentially. Or at least a lot of them do. And that kind of forces you to branch out a little more, which is good for the game in some sense. Alright. You are being watched. Canal. Now we don't really need to stop here, but because we can get like a free memory of a distant shore or something. I could just skip this if I wanted to, but it's kind of hard to skip it when it's like directly on the way. The waves are clattered with Z-rack, like drowned hair drifting. Alright, the Cuman Canal. Listen for surface gossip is what I was talking about. We got moves in the great game. Sometimes you'll get different ones. And then a port report, and then we do not have the fuel to do this. We could, but we don't have the coffee to do this, so we won't. Once we have the coffee, well, then it's another story entirely. Coffee is what makes that trip well worth it. It's also nice if your terror's really out of control, and you can muster up the free supplies and get here. That works out pretty well for you most of the time. I may have underestimated how much supplies we were going to burn through on our way down here. And so I may have to try to buy supplies in the Iron Republic. We'll also have the Isle of Cats. And maybe Visage, where we can purchase supplies. Which is fine. I don't think we're going to starve to death. And then if we do run into any ships that we can destroy. I'm curious what causes the monsters and other things to respawn. Clearly the Lifebergs have not respawned yet, so it must be on some kind of a game clock. Alright, the Iron Republic. The Market of Hungers. Compile a port report. The only shops are Fire in the Belly. The Market of Hungers does have supplies, but I don't think they're at a very good price. Allow your sailors some time ashore. Probably will increase your terror. Perhaps something else horrible will happen. Market of Hungers. Let's go ahead and unlock this. You have 1 terror. Okay. The House of Milks. We cannot buy supplies here, but we can buy coffee here. Well, that is actually quite interesting. Excuse me. Can I sell wine here? I cannot. Well, this is problematic. Without the wine, I could go ahead and stock up on what I need. There's no need to buy the coffee here. We can buy it elsewhere. And I can only sell supplies here, but I do sell them at a really good price. This is the best price to sell supplies at, actually. Even better than rack. I'll need to remember that for the future. We might want to come down here and sell supplies instead of jump out to rack. The problem is, I don't think you can always predict which one of these is going to pop up when you get here. It's always somewhat random, I think. Do I really want to get a port report from here? What are my hearts at? 34. You've lost 2 pages. Well, that sucks. We have a lot of memories of distant shores. But we got a port report. Yay. 20 echoes and a fuel to lose 1 page. That feels really bad. Yeah, grabbing port reports at the Iron Republic is tricky. Alright, so from here we were going to head to Visage, not the Grand Geode. I guess the other way we could run this is down to Geode, then Port Carnelian, and then back up from the Isle of Cats. But I think we're going to go the other way. Because I want to try to get rid of this firkin of honey, and I can't remember, but something tells me I needed it at the Isle of Cats or at Visage. That may or may not be true. But that's what we're doing. We're taking it over there. Down to 2 supplies. Minimize that for now. I'm stuck on the buoy. I missed our course by a little bit here. Alright. Compile a port report, and there are no shops here. Well, that sucks. Well, I wanted to go to Rosegate and the Isle of Cats, but our supplies are running a bit thin. So we are going to just head to the Isle of Cats. I know we can buy supplies here, but I think they're pretty expensive. And if I can avoid it, I would rather not buy them here. Alright, what is the cat's cheapest claw? Meeting with the pirate king. Ah, that's new. What might one expect of Leopold, pirate king of the Isle of Cats? A hulking, grizzled presence with a crimson cat tattooed across his back. An oil-bearded wrench with a brace of pistols strapped to each hip and eyes like wildfire, a gaunt, cheeky honey-seeker wasted from years of dissolution. He looks, as it turns out, more like a lawyer than a dissolute lord, though he is at least wearing a robe of patterned silk over his dark suit. Behind him, you see a wall of what you think are wine racks. On closer inspection, the racks hold bottle upon bottle of carefully labeled red honey. Captain's compliments, my king. Iseri enters with a wine glass of thick honey. Behind him, Zarya drags in a stumbled prisoner. It is the sailor you stole from the Cuman Canal, only they do not seem to recognize you at all. Iseri enters with... just read that. Okay, one more time. Memories stewed in honey. Your patron offers the pirate king the wine glass. The king takes a sip, and the prisoner cries out as though his skin is being flayed from his bones. The spice-scented docks of Malacca. Leopold breathes before he is plucked away by the honey. He returns hours later, skin flushed and eyes bright. I am very partial to memories of the Far East, very thoughtful of you. He bestows a humming, honey-soaked kiss on Iseri's lips, and then Zarya's, before holding out the vial to you. Our choices are to take a sip. The prisoner gazes at the ceiling blankly with no sign of his earlier distress. Or decline. You just wanted your reward and possibly to get away from the grim sight of the prisoner rattling his shackles in the corner. I don't think it's wise to turn down an offer from the Pirate King or whatever he is. Each luscious drop coats your tongue like fire and longing. Someone screams, but it feels far away. You are consumed with the touch of a woman's hand in yours. You, in the memory, turn your face to the right, and there she is, Kembeng. You met her 3 weeks ago, serving drinks by the docks. Her father threatened to break your legs if you so much as looked at her, but you cannot help yourself. Her hands are softer than anything you have ever imagined, and dappled in warm sunlight. The curve of her smile slices you like a blade. You come back to yourself in a sudden rush. You are lying on the floor alone, your face wet with stolen tears. On the desk, a key to the cage gardens, which you slip into your pocket, and a gold statue of a tiger with eyes of polished ruby. Something about the statuette makes you decidedly uneasy. Still, it will probably sell for a good price. You now have key to the cage gardens and a captivating treasure. Sweet. So now we can trade honey. Which is the cat's cheapest claw? This was part of the quest for the little puzzle box. We were told to come here. Isere, the King's Claw enforces the peace on the Isle of Cats, inasmuch as anyone does. They are entertained by your tale of a box. They look it over, tapping thoughtfully at the lock, with the claw rings on their hand. Sell them the box. Yes, I think I know who this box belongs to. I will pay you 500 echoes for it. No questions asked. Pay for an answer. For symmetry's sake, I will make you another offer. Pay me 500 echoes, and I will tell you who they and where they are. They smile. I will even award you a discount of 100 echoes, because I am so very fond of you. Am I not? But business is business. 400 echoes to find out who owns the box. I am willing to pay 400 echoes because I don't think I've ever done the box quest before. She was a smuggler of our honey, this Z captain, and also a gambler and frequent visitor to the tongue. Her debts became so onerous that I had to take her in keeping. Her family paid the ransom to redeem her. But, oh dear, let me be honest with you. I was a little short of operating funds that month, so I sold her to Zarya for the Garden of Cages. They smile. The bees have been into her who knows how many times. There is nothing left now. She won't remember her name, much less the mirror phrase. I suppose that's not what you were hoping to hear, is it? I'm sorry, my dear. At least let me give you the address of her family in London. I do regret I could not be of more assistance. You lost 400 echoes, and we are now in possession of an address in London. Okay, compile a port report. That would be good. And we do not have something awaits us any longer, so we can't go to these locations to get honey shipments on this particular trip, but I can buy a supply. I am about to go down to 1 supply. I only need to get to Port Carnelian, however. I can definitely do that on the amount of supplies that I have, so there's no need to buy that. Off we go. We'll have to skip the Rose Garden cigar shop for now. We don't have what we need for that place anyways at the moment, so it's not that big a deal, but it is a port report. Most of the Unterzee port reports are worth like 50 echoes too, so there is also that. That's not nothing. Alright, we are going to be down to 1 supply, so we did cut it pretty close here. Not being able to butcher that crab really kind of made it closer than I would have liked, but I do not know if we can fight the parrots. And I'm not sure I want to find out right now. That took something like 12 fuel from London to here with this ship. That was a little bit more than we've used in the past, but not by a lot. Alright, what do we got here? What do our spies need? A high-risk Veils challenge. Before I do this, we can put our Veils officers back in place. Who else offers Veils? Hearts of Pages. Alright, let's go back here. Uh, 26% chance now. Let's go ahead and do it. We failed. That sucks. Your network quality has gone. Alright. We'll grab that port report. If you have eyes and ears, the better your network, the easier this would be. Pan for sapphires. A chancy challenge based on irons. Let's try it. The dangers of success. Your late agent considered his information worth dying for. You blot her blood from the page and apply an old Assyrian cipher. She was not wrong. After significant success, you'll often need to lie low or rebuild your network. You're succeeded in networks. You now have one vital intelligence, one Z story. You've lost one network. That's all for now. Okay. Let's go to the shops. And let's buy a couple of things. First, let's sell all of our wine. I did not end up using this firkin of honey, so I'll probably hold on to it. Which means we need to buy 15 of these. And then we'll buy some supplies. Probably 2. And then I can buy some fuel, but I really don't need to buy a lot. In fact, I don't really need to buy any fuel because I can replace the fuel that I need at the Iron Republic when we head back up that way. Alright. Is there anything else I need to do? I guess we could have hit Grand Geode and then up to the Iron Republic. And then the Cuman Canal, that should be easy. Easy enough. We can run lights out. I could honestly risk running my engines to preserve our supplies and minimize our terra gain, but it's probably fine. Let's hope we get the good event and not the bad event this time. Compile a port report. Speak to somebody in authority. We've lost 5 terror. That's what we wanted. Gained another memory of distant shore. We need to find some way to do something with those. And then up to the Iron Republic, and then we'll go sell on coffee. I don't think I want to fight him. I'm not sure how powerful those ships are, but they look like they have a lot of guns. We have guns, but we don't have a lot of guns. Not like they do. Let's see, which way is this flowing? Oh, that's good. It's flowing the way we want to go. Ooh, a shark. Well, let's try it. Ah! The stagger is really important for us. That was a little bit dicey. Alright, you've defeated a boundling. Its corpse is a mount of twisted metal and flesh, its mottled skin further marred by the gaping rends inflicted by your weapons. Tear the cage from the boundling. The metal is strong and sturdy. You have need for it. Or carve the boundling up for provisions. It does, after all, resemble tuna, an oversized tuna stuffed into a knot of metal. I don't know what the metal does, so let's take that. Oh, well there you go. 10 hulls, we replaced some damage, and we got 3 hunting trophies and 50 fragments. That's actually a really good way to get hunting trophies. If we hadn't gotten stuck in that current, we probably could have done that without taking so much damage, but luckily we had our hull repaired for the most part before we came out. And so we're in pretty good shape. We'll restock our fuel here. Shops. I need a lot of fuel. This is the cheapest we can buy it. And there's nothing else for us to do because we don't need to do any of these things. Or at least we're not interested in doing them at the moment, so. Off to the Cuman Canal and to Vienna. We'll have to replace whatever fuel we use to get there. And probably one supply, it looks like, because we're about to use one. Unless we see bats or a little ship. In which case, we might be able to get our supply back. Definitely cutting it close on the supplies here, though. Something's over here. I think it's a Zubmarine. Alright, here we go. The Cumin Canal. We are 1 supply and 1 fuel short. Listen for surface gossip. Alright, off we go. Then from here, we want to go to Naples, which costs 1 fuel. And Vienna, which costs 10 echoes. And we can sell all of our coffee for 1,200 echoes. Then we had... oh, we can dine with this guy again. Gained 1 supply. 1 intriguing snippet. Hunger quality is gone. More fragments. Always worth doing. Back to Naples. Alright, so here is where I need to buy something like a bunch of supplies. So we had alright, I now have 3 supplies. And I don't need the fuel, so I have 3 supplies and 1 firkin of honey. So how many supplies can I buy? 3 supplies. That's 4. I only need like 2 spaces for fuel when I get out of here. And the spaces that I currently have don't count. So I can get something like, let's say 36 supplies, 37 with the firkin of honey, and then that leaves me 3 spots for fuel. So 36. So I just want to keep buying this until my new total is 36. It's really annoying that I have to scroll down every time. Actually, let me go to options and see. If I shrink the UI scale. Yeah, it still makes me do it. What if I increase the UI scale? That doesn't really help. Okay. Nothing I can do then. Just gotta get through this really annoying interface. I don't know why the interface for this particular locale is so much worse than all the rest. It's like they added it to the game late or something. I should be able to buy stuff in stacks of 10 just like any other city. You just can't. Plus the weird circumstances where you have the fuel from your trip, even though you still have it, it's not on your ship, so it doesn't count towards your hold capacity. So that's why I can have over 40 things. Like I can get 36 of these and still have my 10 fuel to get back to London. $28, $29, $30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. And then the fuel, I currently have 10 fuel. That will get me back to London. How much does fuel cost here? It only costs 15 here. So I want 3 fuel. 36 plus 3 is 39, plus the 1 for the Frigate. That's 1, 2, 3, that's 13, yeah. And now we can head back to Avernus and back to the Neath. Cool. And then from here, I've got 2 fuel and 35 supplies. I have enough fuel to get where I want to go. Which is back to the Iron Republic. Well, it was either that or to Rack. Let's see. Rack I can sell for 22. The Iron Republic I can sell for 25. And I can buy fuel. Let's go there. Thing moves around like it could be a jellyfish. Alright. Making some money. Looks like we lost 2 crews somewhere. I think every time you try to purchase supplies and stuff, you have a chance to lose crew. I wasn't really paying attention. Alright, Iron Republic, Market of Hungers, shops, sell supplies. Buy fuel. Now, from here, we wanted to go back to Port Carnelian. I need 7 casks of sapphire. So how much fuel do I want to buy? Let's get 15. I can't trade the Dark Drop Coffee on anywhere that I want to go in between here and there. So this is probably good. Echo supplies are good. Supplies and fuel are good. We're good to make another long little trip, just like I had planned. So far we've only had one minor change to the plan, and that was skipping the Reef of Roses and Rose Gate. But maybe we can hit them this time. So from here, let's see. Let's go ahead and dive over here and see if we can't catch one of these currents. and take us out there a little more quickly. I haven't done one of these yet. So each time you move over one of these abysses, you can dive in, and there are some things you can do down in there. It's also one of the ways to collect a legacy by doing all of them. Do we want to dive in? How brave am I feeling? Our terror is pretty good. Our hull capacity is not great, but it's more of a story. It's not not anything that's going to attack your hull that I'm aware of. Deeper. Your helmsman gives you a questioning look. You say nothing and are unaccustomed to repeating yourself. With a trembling hand, she steers your vessel down. You sink into the abyss like a coffin into a grave. Stony walls rise about you. Your vessel's light picks out beds of undulating anemones. Good luck. Okay. Dive deeper. Succeed or fail, you will go deeper, but a failure will damage your hull. Depart. You've seen what you came to see. A true sailor will find the taste familiar, it is said. Retrieve and eat one of the noodles. This rite will increase your iron by 20, but decrease your mirrors by 10. Succeed or fail, you will gain the rite, but failure will increase your terror. We have a pretty good chance of success. Mirrors will drop by 10, irons will bump by 20. I think that's a fair challenge. Let's do it. You have succeeded. The waters of the abyss are fogged with spores. You push through the walls, pick one of the noodles, and return. Your cook splits it open. It is stuffed with fleshy seeds. You manage 7 of them before feeling intolerably bloated. They taste of oranges and gunsmoke, and iron and victory, and the gray dawn the morning of a battle. And your cook is staring at you. Were you laughing? You've lost 10 mirrors and gained 20 irons. You have partaken in the rite of feasting. So there's something you have to do in each of these abysses. And there's the lady of something, black or whatever. I gotta remember the name of that quest. I'll think of it. I don't think we're gonna dive deeper. My hearts aren't high enough for that. Let's depart. You rise from the abyss. That's pretty much it. Nothing too exciting. Something far away to our left, I heard on the sonar. About halfway to Port Carnelian at this point. Maybe this will take us faster. Nope. Is not. There's some air bubbles. So that's the air bubbles I talked about in the last video. Whatever that is, it's moving rather quickly. That was actually supplies. What? Why couldn't we surface? Something is preventing us from surfacing. I wonder what it was. A buoy? That's bizarre. I don't want to fight that fish specifically because I know it shoots things at you, and our hull is low enough that it will start losing crew, and we're getting actually close to the point where losing crew is going to be problematic. So I want to be careful not to do anything that could potentially lose us crew. Alright, so pan for sapphires in the jungle. Yes, yes we will. After I swap you in place. Who has slightly more irons. We have failed and gained terror. 50 echoes with veils. Ooh. Oh, I don't have a cask of mushroom wine. Blackmail, huh? Well, this should still be here when we come back. I believe these things stay the same. 50 echoes for a Veils challenge. Now, this is what we want to do. Alright. To the shops. Seven of those. And that's all we need for the time being. I could buy more because there's a couple other places you can sell these at a profit. I just need to make sure we keep 7 wherever we sell them for the venture in London. And actually, we're going some places where we can use these. How many hold spaces I've left? 9. Sure. We have the money for it. Why not? We have the supplies. We have the money. We need to go to the Melting Isles. We can just head straight there. And then from the Melting Isles... Oh, I need to get to Gatorsmorn. So from the Melting Isles, we could head up and kind of do this in reverse of the way that I was originally intending it. And I believe we can sell the sapphires in Polythene, but if not there, in Daunt or Nook. I don't have any... I don't have any wine. So we can't go to Nook. Alright, let's try to clear this big patch of emptiness. We got a little patch of the map here that has not been uncovered yet. And we actually have the supplies, the terror control, the fuel to make this happen. So let's go ahead and do it. What we need to do is get like right in the center and then sort of zigzag. Okay, so we need to go a little bit to the north. A little bit further north. Alright, there's the line. there's a fuel ship. So we're not really missing out on anything. There we go. Alright, so then to the Melting Isles, or do I just continue down to Adam's Way? Good question. There's nothing particularly useful in Adam's Way other than a port report, so yeah, let's just skip it. Might be able to uncover some of the Autumn Isles here. Terror is accumulating quite quickly, unfortunately. Not much I can do about that. It's going to be due north of here. A couple of things to do here. Going to be swimming in echoes here pretty soon, folks. It's time to buy a Z mansion. Okay, we pick up a passenger. That's the perfect passenger because we need to go to Gatorsmorn anyways. Meet our contact. That gives us 2 strategic information. And we can compile a port report, which we should do. And then we have several options. Unpick the mysteries of other lands. We have tons of these. This will convert these items to a secret. Unlock with 77 fragments and a distant memory. Well, we need some secrets, so let's do that. Can I do that more than once? I can. Some of the philosophers of the college have grizzled air of old sailors, retired mariners, or pirates who've come here to avoid attention. I wonder if this does the same thing. It looks like these items refers to both, so either one of these should work. But we can create... Can I do it one more time? I'm just short on fragments. We're really close to having another secret, though, so that's good. Alright, and then the last thing we can do is gather supplies. This is free. Or we can eat, drink, and be merry. I believe this lowers terror and also consumes your hunger. This just gives us free supplies. Ooh. One too many. What in the world? Looks like we got a mutter salt. When did we get that? We don't need that, I guess. 4 supplies. I don't remember when we got the mutter salt. Did we get that when we ate the noodle? Maybe that's when we got it. Officers, journal. Alright, so from here to the Sea of Lilies, I suppose? Or do we go to the Fathom King's Hold and the Untershrew? Actually, now that I think about it, officer, we had her quest, and we now have Muttersalt and Solace Fruit. All we need is a strange catch and a docile Blemigan, and we can get both of those on this trip if we want. So let's try to get them. So to get the Blemigan, we're going to have to go to the Untershrew. And then to get the live catch, we're going to have to go all the way to Nat Pole. That might be a little bit out of the way. But perhaps we get everything on the south end of the map this trip, and then the next trip we head over to Irem. We can get the last piece of her quest. The problem is I gotta carry Muttersalt around for a while, but that's fine, I guess. So we need to go to the Untershrew, which means we should definitely go to the Fathom King's Hold. Although, I'm already maxed out on space. So maybe we don't go to the Untershrew. Maybe it's straight to the Sea of Lilies? Well, I think we're gonna sell stuff in Daunt or Polytheme. I can't remember which. I could just go straight to the Untershrew and clear the last little bit of this map that we haven't uncovered yet, so I think that's what we're going to do. The Sea of Lilies doesn't really have much for us, but a port report anyways. The last little bits of the map uncovered. We could attack this thing. Yeah, let's do it. Eastern Angle Crab. It's making this difficult for me. Ugh. Ah! Turn the ship! Nope. Die. Alright. I didn't have my lights on, that's why. Butcher it for supplies. 3 supplies. And another supply, which we can throw overboard. Well, that was kind of pointless. All of that for 1 supply. Alright, let's try to get this map stuff uncovered as best we can. Matter of luck. Gained 1 terror. We were not lucky. Alright, I've got to go ahead and get this. That pretty much uncovers a good portion of the map. Alright, mushroom time it is. A low-risk challenge. Nightmares are back. I think our terror is getting up there. Alright, let's go ahead and get some Blemigans. We now have 1 and 1 supply, and we've lost a firkin of honey. Well, we need to keep 1 for the quest, so we're not going to be using him for anything. He still is not interested in going ashore, and there are no shops here. But we could visit the village and gather intelligence. Oh. I see. Now have 4. Supplies are pretty easy to come by, Blemigans not so much. Visit the village. Nothing there really. Alright. Off we go. Alright, so from the Untershroom we need to get to Polytheme, and then we can look at... I guess I could go Shimshander Polytheme. Could also fight this guy, but again, we're kind of low on supplies. Not supplies, fuel. Getting kind of low on fuel. I can restock fuel at a couple places that are nearby though, so I'm not super worried about it. But we do need to get to Shimshander. Much happier with my stream quality this time around. What was that? Ooh, 5 terror and 100 fragments. Okay, the shops are where I wanted to go. And this is where we can buy more lamentable relics. I want to buy 7 more of those to see if we can make the anatomical cabinet again. We could sell our extra unread logs here. And I needed 3 Stygian ivory somewhere. I keep forgetting that I need this, but I can't remember where it is. We've gotten there several times and I'm like, oh, I need to grab 3 of these. Should I buy them here? Probably. Also, fuel is pretty cheap here. But if I buy 3 of these, we can't buy anything else. I'll go ahead and buy them. I know I need them somewhere, I just don't know where. What is this? Cargo ship. Retrieve sunken treasure. 2 supplies. Well, can't pick them up. Up to polytheme. We'll be able to sell some stuff here shortly. Alright. Well, we can put 1 Blemmigan here. The last you see of the violent murdering fungus, it seems to be flirting with Fang Water Pump. Gather intelligence. We sell these for 95. That's a pretty good price, considering we bought them for like 86. But I need to keep 7. And then I can sell these for a profit here, but I want to keep them because I'm pretty sure I need them to go somewhere else. And then we can carry Clayman to London. And off to Daunt, where we could buy fuel for pretty cheap. And if I remember correctly, there's a face out here that I can sail to, which will put me like right in front of the dock. I think it's this one right here. Just sail out to the mouth, I believe. We should be real close to the dock. Yeah, perfect. There's another one of those dumb things. These things are everywhere. They have 400 health too. We don't really have the weaponry for that, I don't think. Introduce a Blemmigan. A chancy challenge. You have succeeded. Propagated. Shops. 11 of these will buy a captivating treasure. Fuel is pretty cheap here. Supplies are not so cheap here. Nothing else is really necessary. I think we're good with that for now. Did I get a port report? I did not. Let's do that first. Wander around and make no commitments. We've lost 10 terror. Forgot about that. That's good. That is really good, actually. Ask a drownie for the latest news of dawns. Drowning pearls. I think that's it. We now have 10 fuel. That's more than enough to get us to Godfell, Gator's Mourn, anywhere else we want to go, or just straight back to London. I'm thinking probably just go back to London at this point. Get a quick port report here, and we have hunting trophies too, which we can turn in various spots. This is one of them. Hunting trophy. Gain fragments and a bunch of Z story stuff. Okay. Get a port report. No shops to be had. I need to remember what that does for the future. I don't know whether that's worth it. You can trade those in for a number of things, though. So if you can collect a bunch of hunting trophies and get a bunch of those, it's a good way to get all of those cards if you need them for various things. I think we're going to head straight to Gator's Mourn from here. We don't have any need to go to Port Cecil or Demew or anything north of us at the moment, but we definitely need to go to Gator's Mourn. We might be able to fight some pirates while we're over here, and maybe advance our pirate poet quest that we've been working on. Last time she joined us for a meal and didn't give us any echoes. Alright. Collect the package. Drop off the shady lady. Introduce a Lemmigan. Lure the glory seekers to rack. You hear the boast echoed up and down the moorn, resounding from every tavern. I will be the deadliest captain of the sea. Spin them a story of danger. You stand on top a bar, a bitter pint in hand. A few bemused drunkards watch. Who wants to be a hero? you ask, gesturing so the drink sloshes into grinding face. Who wants to be a proper damn hero? The sailors' songs die. They all watch enthralled as you speak of a place fit for the fiercest, where gigantic mouths bite through hulls and devour ships from inside out, where leviathans crack ships like eggs and eat. You sailed by such a damned ship, but were too afraid to fight the terror below. But these captains, these heroes, before you even finish, a half a dozen have rallied their crews for the docks. They'll sink over wrack in no time. The city is in want. Your rack, new prey for the racker's quality, is gone. You now have 10 times rack ships sent to rack. Collect ill-gotten gains. Gather intelligence. We need to roll the dice on this a couple more times. And we failed again. Gosh darn it. I can't afford to lose any more crews, so we're definitely heading straight back to London from here. Is there anything I can buy or sell? Nothing of need, so off to, well, I guess to rack, right? And then the salt lines, and then we'll see from there what I feel like doing. What is terror at? Terror's at 50 right now. We can fight this little pirate ship. Easy as pie. Have you now? Loot and scuttle. A firkin of honey for free. With 8 supplies, we should go ahead and dive. We can sell some of these supplies at rack. If we need them, we can always buy them back in London for cheaper than we sold them. Let's make a couple echoes. Provide a firkin of honey for the tether priest. Let's get our port report first. Also, put a Blemmigan ashore. We only have 1 Blemmigan left, and we needed that for the quest. So we'll hold on to that for now. Taste the tether. Let's go ahead and do this There is a gluttonous priest in the Wreckers of Void who lost his ability to experience tether after carelessly letting it touch his hand. Now he goes to debasing lengths to experience another vision. Blue skies. It is not difficult to find a private cabin. The Wreckers avoid him already. When you present him the honey, he snatches it from your hands and slurps it down. He crumbles onto the floor, eyes glazing, his voracious bites turning into stupid nibbles. A jar full of tether rolls out of his robe pocket, right before he vanishes bodily. Bring the jar full of tether to the severe chemist who awaits on the Unterzee. Okay, so we've advanced that quest finally. Consider the state of the city. Can sell a bunch of these. We probably only need like 4. Also, I could buy another firkin of honey here for a supply, which is cheaper than getting it anywhere else. So I will do that. Alright, so from here, salt mines. In London. Unless I think I can sneak somewhere else. I don't think there's going to be anywhere worth sneaking though. This is quite a profitable little trip, I think. Pick over the encampment. Grab a port report. We'll keep the Blemmigan for now. Could go to Abbey's Rock. We do have a hunting trophy, and Abbey's Rock I can get more supplies. Or at least replenish my hunger. I can't remember if we get supplies when we give him the hunting trophy. It does lower our terror. I know that much. And that would be good. How far is it? It's really not that awful far. Let's go ahead and use full power on our engines, maybe? Maybe not. Straightforward challenge. Gain 3 terror. I really want to lose terror. Maybe we get to Venderbite and visit the Vengeance of Jonah and get some terror reduction there. There's a little crab we could go kill. Get a port report. Offer a gift. You've lost 1 hunger. You've lost 10 terror. Alright, so we missed out on losing it again by like an instant. 5 fragments. We can reduce terror again. I think we'll skip it and head to vendor bites. I can get another port report in Low Barnet as well. And we have some port reports from other Unterzee places, so we could trade those in for Z stories if we would rather have those than the fuel and the echoes. Sort of pushing our limits here. Alright, the Vengeance of Jonah. 60 echoes to reduce terror, or we could just head back to London. Explore vendor bites. Gather gossip. Let's go ahead and explore vendor bite. You've lost 1 terror. The Vengeance of Jonah, a matter of luck. Well, not what I want to do. We won't put the Blemmigan ashore here because, again, we don't need 2 supplies to get to London, and 2 fuel is more than enough. So we don't need to buy anything. Just head to Low Barnet. What did we get? Bale of Parabola linen. Alright. Some bats. Alright, to Low Barnet. Quickly grab port reports and see if there's anything else we can do. Participate in a contest of stories. We looked at this last time and I didn't have the ability to do any of it yet. And there's nothing here that I want. Coast into London. With one fuel and one supply, but we've made it back. We have the Cherryman's package. We have Clayman for London. Nothing to hide. Hand over the cargo. 200 echoes, 3 fuel, and 1 supply. Go to London. Deliver Clayman. A straightforward challenge. Hire crew. I should do that while I'm thinking about it. We gain 2. A new recruit. Engage a sailor for 5. That puts us back to 9. That's probably good. The widower. Ah. That's from our puzzle box. Okay, let's go to the venture. I have these to sell him. He gave me 1,000 echoes for 7 of those. That's a really good price. Better than just about anywhere else. Don't have anything for the brass embassy. We could visit our lodgings and reduce some terror. And then grab our morning paper. We used several of our restful diets, so we should probably do this just to make sure we have some more of them. Let's talk to this guy. The widower. Hello, come in, sit down. I believe you have some news about my wife. I paid the ransom. Of course I did, and of course I never heard anything more. Please, where is she? What happened? Oh. Your wife is a mindless shell. Tell him the truth, however horrible. The bees, the cages, the slow and agonizing theft of her memories. Your wife died while escaping. Tell him it was instant painless. It's a lie, but perhaps a kind one. Well, let's tell the truth. Nothing horrible can happen from telling the truth. I had heard terrible things in the Isle of Cats, but I had never imagined how. How did she come to that? You have answered the first widower's question. You now have one wounding truth. You have told a truth that cuts deep. Tell him of the captain's gambling debts and brothel bill. Let him know what kind of woman he married. Of course, perhaps he already knew. Sure. A long, soft sigh. Yes, yes. When we were married, she admitted certain predilections. I wish, but I knew how it was for a Z captain. I would have forgiven her anything if only she had returned to me. But why the Isle of Cats? What was she doing in that sump of malice? Tell him his wife was a red honey smuggler. So vile, it's not even illegal. I had never imagined. You're sure? Of course. I don't mean to question your honesty, but red honey? I'm sorry, I need a moment to collect my thoughts. You know her captors let her write to me. At the bottom of the letter, she added a phrase it never understood. Only those who do nothing make no errors. I think perhaps I understand it now. Only those who do nothing make no errors. Give him the box. Is that the phrase that will open it? Did the captain hope the box would find its way to him somehow? Or you can keep the box to open it yourself. Use it from your inventory if so. A breath and a click. You explain how the box came to you and how you began this quest. Irem, the Isle, and now here. You have your sailor bring the box in, and the widower whispers the opening phrase. It clicks open with a sound as sweet and precise as a well-answered riddle. He takes a breath and flings back the lid. A soul, glowing like a hidden star, heaped sapphires from the elder continent, a Presbyterian heart cup, a water-stained journal blurred to nearly unreadability, an account of a failed expedition to the Mountain of Light. The widower looks them over. Abruptly, he snatches the heart cup and shoves the box towards you. Too many memories. I'll keep this one memory only. You deserve something. You crossed the Z to find the truth for me. Here, take them and leave me now. He turns away. We gained a judgment's egg, 2 casks of sapphire, and 1 extraordinary implication. Very good. Speaking of extraordinary implications, have we given her one yet? If not, we should. That's 250 echoes. And some fragments. And 1 change point. 4 more needed to reach level 5. Oh, we could give her the Judgment Egg. Judgment Eggs are very, very valuable and super duper rare. So you never want to give her a Judgment Egg. We also have a Captivating Treasure. We have a lot of things. Lots of things and lots of things to do. Let's go to the Rose Market. That has not changed. Let's go to London. So anything else we need to do here? Probably go to dry dock again and repair our ship. 75 echoes we can afford. This time we only got up to 180, but that's okay. That's good enough. Alright, let's go talk to him. We can submit vital intelligence. We picked up 1 vital intelligence. But also, in our hold, if we mouse over it, you can see it's kind of highlighted in green. If you right-click on this item, you can use it. And we can use this to create another one. So now we have 2 of them. So I can give him 1. And this is worth 350 echoes. And London supremacy is now 1. We can give him another 1. Substantial. And this is how you increase one of the many factions' favors by giving these to the right people. So depending on who you give information to, you can improve one faction over another in the game. For example, I believe giving her the vital information actually improves somebody else's faction standing. You also get more echoes for it. We can get some of this, some more network stuff. We can also submit port reports or give him our chart. I haven't given him the chart before, so let's go ahead and do that. That was worth 250 echoes. That's not bad. Alright, port reports it is. Actually, I'm just going to take the 1 for now. How much hold space do we have? And can I sell anything? We can sell the parabola linen, so let's go to the shops. Wolf stack exchange. I can get 90 for each of these sapphires. So that's pretty good. We'll sell those. And then I can sell this. Oh, I bought one. That sucks. Did not intend to do that. And now we have what? 26 spaces to fill our hold up with fuel. And there will be quite a few. And a good number of echoes to boot. This one's new. The Admiral doesn't open your report. He merely waves over an underling. She pays you and escorts you swiftly from the office. Alright, what does he need? Far north of London in Wither. Okay. We actually might be going back to Wither very soon. Alright, let's go back to our lodgings and visit our study real quick. We could potentially create this, but we're one secret short. The Shrine of Stone or the Shrine, or we could make another anatomical cabinet, which is why I bought those extra, to see if we could make another one. And if we did, it looks like we can, the process of creating the cabinet will increase your irons by 7 up to 200. So each time we craft this, we'll get 7 irons. It does cost 7 secrets, so... I also have 7 of these. A monstrous almanac. We could create another captivating treasure, put that in our will. I could also do an heirloom if I get 1 more of these. Let's go ahead and do this one for now. And let's try to get 1 more of these on our next outing. An outlandish artifact to create another one. And that'll give us 3 heirlooms for our next heir, which he can eventually sell if he wants. Alright, so where are we at? I think that's pretty much it, right? Everything's done that needs to be done. It looks like this is a pretty good outing. We're up over 9,000 echoes. And we've got a pretty good run that we could do anytime we want. Now, the coffee run to Vienna is going to dry up eventually. It's pretty long. You know, you can do it quite a few times before it dries up. So you should definitely make that a priority in the early game. Especially with the access to coffee in the Iron Republic. If you could get coffee in the Iron Republic, you can actually grab fuel and coffee in the Iron Republic. You only need 2 supplies, and then you can buy cheap supplies, head back to the Iron Republic, and sell the supplies at a very, very good price. It's 25 echoes to sell it from the House of Milks, I think, when that's available. But you can buy them for 5 in Vienna, so, or wherever it is up, wherever you start at. So, a very good way to make a pretty quick profit. But this is a good place to wrap this one up, so we will do so for tonight, and then we'll consider what we want to do on the next adventure. I think one of the primary things that we're going to focus on is trying to finish her quest. We're only missing 1 item. We might be able to pick up a strange catch from killing various sea beasties on our way. Or if nothing else, we can go all the way up to the Chelinet and the Gant Pole and buy strange catches for 25 echoes. And that will advance her quest, and we'll start working on her quest since we have most of the stuff to do it. So that's where I'm going to leave you for tonight. If you guys have any questions, please write them down in the comment section there. It looks like any idea if the coffee trade is number of times done or total amount of coffee sold? That's a good question. So the way that the coffee trade works is each time you go to Vienna and trade in coffee, you get a random number assigned to you. The number is like between 1 and 5. And then when that total gets to a certain point, say 200, I don't know what the exact number is, but once you cross a certain threshold, that is the last time that you will be able to sell coffee. You'll still be able to sell your entire load of coffee, no matter how big it is. So it's not based on the number of coffees sold. It's based on the number of times that you visit. And each time, like I said, a little counter ticks. And it's a random number between like 1 and 5. So there's a variable amount of coffee. If you rolled 1 every time, there would be a minimum. If you rolled 5 every time, or I think I got that backwards, there would be a maximum and a minimum number of times you could do it. But it's usually going to average somewhere in between those 2 extremes. And it's a fairly lengthy number of times. So you'll have plenty of opportunities. Now, the one thing that you want to do with the coffee trade, it's best not to do too much of it too early with the smaller ships, because the amount of coffee doesn't change the quantity of that little timer. And so if you can get into one of the bigger ships quickly before you start doing coffee runs, you can do much larger coffee runs each time and make a heck of a lot more money that way. Because we're using, the standard ship with only 40 slots, we're not able to trade more than about 15 or 16 coffee at a time. Where if we had one of the ships that had 80, 70, or even the one with 120 slots, you can imagine we could do a significantly more coffee per run. And that's how you really make the big bucks in this game, is making those super profitable runs with maximum cargo capacity. But it's really difficult to do. Those bigger ships consume a lot more resources to travel around with. So you have to have good trade routes planned out to even really use those bigger ships. There's a good chance with our next captain, I'm going to pursue the Clattery Heirs quest. We're probably not going to do it with this one, but I may try to get into a better ship. We're getting to the point now where we have almost 10,000 echoes. So we could legitimately try to jump into the Caligo class merchant cruiser. The Frigate is actually the next ship that I would really like to try. It's super expensive, you can see, and again, even with our trade-in, it's going to cost us 13,000 echoes just to get into the ship, but that doesn't mean that we can buy it when we have 13,000 echoes, because we're still going to need enough money to buy supplies and crew and everything else we need to get the ship operational. But the one thing that's nice about this ship is it has an aft slot, which gives us some opportunities to run some ship items that we can't run in our current boat, which is nice. There's some really cool stuff. There's the mile breaker. There's the something suppressor, which allows you to run full power without having your engines explode. There's the locked compartment, which has some advantages. So yeah, I'm interested to maybe try one of these bigger boats, but it'll take us a while to get there. This one we could probably get into. At 6,000 echoes, we would still have between 3,000 and 4,000 echoes left over. And that's probably enough money to make a couple of runs. And I can show you maybe in the next video, if we jump to this ship, how much coffee and how much money you can make on a single coffee run with one of these boats. But the thing that makes this boat tricky is the crew quarters are 30. Now you can run with a skeleton crew, so to speak, and only have, say, 15 sailors. But if you take any damage or lose any sailors, then you're basically running at half speed the rest of the trip. So you're going to want to run something like, 20 sailors, and that's 3 times what we're running here. That means we're going to significantly run through supplies faster. And then it has a weight of 5,000. So while the speed decrease with our current engines from going from the old ship, the steamer, at 1,000 weight to 2,000 weight is noticeable but not super significant, this would be not only noticeable but also significant, which means if we want to move very quickly across the map, we're going to have to put in more powerful engines. And if you do that, you're going to burn through more fuel. And so it's just not as fuel efficient as a ship of a smaller stature would be with the same engine power. So you're going to burn through more fuel, you're going to move slower, you're going to burn through more supplies because you're moving slower. There's a lot of downsides to this ship, but the big advantage is this is a huge capacity. 120 hold capacity means you can carry more supplies, you can carry more fuel, and more importantly, you can carry more coffee or emeralds or sapphires or mushroom wine, whatever it is you want to transport, and you can actually make some pretty good profits, but it's not without its costs. The other thing that's nice is that this ship also has the aft slot, but it does not have the forward weapon slot, so you cannot use a forward weapon. So the combat capabilities of this ship are not as good, but the utility and the trading is definitely good. So I would consider maybe picking up this ship in the next playthrough, just to do something different. So, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Thanks for joining me tonight, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Give the video a like, and we'll see you next time. This has been TheNosePlays, and you have a wonderful day. Oh yeah, that would really suck. Good point, good point. Yeah, if you want to do the supply return run, it would be such a pain in the butt. But very profitable. You're making like 20 echoes per hold slot, which is pretty good profit in this game. There aren't many ones. There aren't many trade routes that give you 20 echoes or something like that per hold slot. So no problem, man. I hope you're enjoying it, and I will catch you later.